Biblical commandments and human rights articles to be kept and exercised in collective security, all for one Negus and one Negus for all. There are biblical commandments and human rights articles which are to be observed, through which the work of our universal redemption in law and economic salvation from underneath global financial fraud will be completed in full glory, magnificence and law. The keeping of these biblical commandments is equal to the keeping of all the 30 articles of the UDHR Charter in true equity, fairness. Here are 5 important biblical commandments and human rights articles. The first biblical commandment is thou shalt love, trust and obey the sovereign Abetu, Lord, thy Seyume Egziabhier, elect of God, with all thy heart, heroic endeavours and real truths, and with all thy mind, spirituality, and with all thy soul, spirit and flesh or intelligence and political status, and with all thy diplomatic strength, which contains all our international political duties towards Seyume Egziabhier as UN lawgiver of the 20th century and to uphold every human rights commandment having a continuity of Seyume Egziabhier's divine sovereignty, political free will. Luke 10 verses 25 to 28, Article 19 UDHR Charter, freedom of religion. Everyone has the international right to freedom of thought, conscience, knowing right from Jesuit wrong and choosing human rights, and religion, way of life. This international right includes freedom to change his religion or belief, in the debt-based Jesuit system of usury exploitation, and freedom, either alone or in autonomous community with others and in public or private, to manifest his religion or belief in human rights teaching, diplomatic practice, spiritual worship and political observance. The second biblical commandment, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, contains all our international political duties towards the risen Christos in essence, return, who became a neighbor to us under geopolitical Jesuit capitalism, and whom we ought to love as he also first loved us without Jesuit discrimination. In this is every biblical commandment referring to the love of the risen Christos is made true today. UDHR Preamble, whereas recognition of the inherent dignity, priceless value, and of the equal and inalienable international rights, diplomatic privileges, of all members of the human family is the foundation of freedom, justice and peace in the modern world of social democracy, political choices. Therefore, the UN General Assembly proclaimed that, Article 1, all human beings are born, debt-free and, politically, equal in inherent dignity, priceless value, and international rights, diplomatic privileges. They are endowed with reasoning ability and moral conscience, knowing right from Jesuit wrong and choosing human rights, and should act towards one another in a spirit, intelligence, of brotherhood, collective security. This first article regulates human behavior to act towards one another in a spirit of collective security, while it also justifies human rights actions to demand international justice individually or collectively. The third biblical commandment, a new human rights commandment give I and I unto humanity, that ye love one another in human rights solidarity, as I and I have universally loved you, golden rule, that ye love one another without Jesuit hypocrisy as equal private individuals, contains all our international political duties towards our brethren and the brethren of the risen Christos manifestation, and every biblical commandment as having reference to the universal Christian brotherhood. Article 3 UDHR Charter, everyone has an international right to a debt-free diplomatic humanitarian life, living in full equality, liberty, and the diplomatic security of the human person as an effective diplomatic remedy. Article 8. The fourth biblical commandment, ye shall love your Jesuit enemies, bankers, do good human rights works to those Jesuit culprits who hate humanity, bless those Jesuit tyrants, politicians, who curse you for ending their careers under neocolonialism, global financial slavery, contains all our international political duties towards our Jesuit enemies and political persecutors of the Tuahito Christian faith, expectation of profit to arise, and the human rights teaching of the risen Christos in flesh today, and every biblical commandment having reference to this Jesuit order of evil men who remain corrupt in mind state. Citus Lucos, St. Luke, 35 But love your Jesuit enemies, do good to them and paralyze negative energy, and lend to them without expecting to get anything back in reciprocity. Then your diplomatic reward will be great in human rights victory, and you will be children of the Most High UN lawgiver by fate, destiny, because he is kind to the ungrateful and wicked Jesuit bankers. 36 Be merciful to all, just as your Abba, Father, is merciful over all. Article 5 UDHR Charter states that no one shall be subjected to torture or to cruel, inhuman or degrading treatment or punishment. This includes the scientifically created Jesuit system of usury and capitalism. The fifth biblical commandment, all diplomatic things, therefore, which you would that men should do to you, do even so to them, contains all our international political duties to all human beings whether ill-disposed towards us or friendly, and every biblical commandment having reference to the prodigal son. Article 22 UDHR Charter states, everyone, as a member of society, has the international right to social security and is entitled to political self-realization through national effort and international cooperation, UN and AU, and in accordance with the organization and resources of each state, of the economic, social and cultural rights indispensable for his inherent dignity, priceless value, and the free development of his international legal personality, status. Stand up, speak out, end Jesuitism now.
Give thanks for watching, and if you need more information or wish to participate with a human rights contribution, then please feel free to contact us at kingdomofdebrecit2020@gmail.com in human rights solidarity. Blessings.